Today I want to show you how to create a custom gradient in Photopea. Okay, so today a gradient is just a mixture of colors from light to dark, dark to light. You can create rainbow patterns and different effects. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to click here, and the gradient tool is located next to the paint bucket tool. So the shortcut on the keyboard is the letter G to toggle between each one. I'm going to go ahead and click on gradient tool. And if I come up here, this is where I can actually change my gradient color. So right now it's set to red for my darkest color and white for my lightest color. So what you do to use it, you click and you drag a line across your artboard. If you want to redo it or undo it or do something different, you just drag across. So the shorter you make this line, the shorter your gradient is going to be and the harder that line will be. The longer your line is, the softer the effect will be, or the more blended your gradient will look. Okay, Photopea does have some options for preloaded gradients. These are already created for you. So if you click on, let's try this one. If you click on that one and you drag across, you're going to get a rainbow. Okay, so if you make it short, again, so if I had just a white background, let's go ahead and get rid of this layer. And let me apply a white to this and see what it looks like with the gradient applied. So if I did a short gradient, it's going to give you red because that's the color that's on each one of the edges. So red is here and red is here. And the shorter ones are the ones, everything in the center. Okay, that's why it's red here and red here. So if I go a long gradient, it'll give me a nice, even distributed gradient. Okay, so again, those are the pre-made gradients. Doesn't matter what color you choose, you can always go over one if you don't like it. Any direction you go is where your gradient is going to land. You can change the way your gradient looks. Right now it's set for linear. You can change it to radial, and this is going to give you a circle in the center. Okay. Again, same thing, the shorter it is, the shorter your gradient will be. Your angle, okay, so if you did an angle, this is going to give you an angled look. All right, reflected. Okay, so let's change it to a different color. Let's go with this one. So we have, actually, let's do this one. So it's reflected. So it's going to kind of just reverse itself. All right, so the next one is diamond. Okay, so this is going to give you a diamond in the center. All right, so there is a way to create your own gradient colors. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to double click. And if you click on this first box, it's going to open the color picker. You have to double click. And then you can change the colors yourself. Okay, so say I wanted pink. So let's go with pink. And then here, say I didn't want this one, I could delete it. And then I'm going to change this color to, I can also click here to, let's go with blue. So I click on blue, hit OK. And now I have my own custom gradient. All right, I can change some things, background, foreground colors. So this will just reverse them. Oh, actually, that pulls the colors from over here. So we don't want that. So I think I can undo. Nope, I can't undo it. Once I did it, it's done. So let's go ahead and change that back to blue. You can change the position of where that second stop is. So each box is called a stop, okay? And we can add additional stops simply by clicking, and it adds a stop. And in those stops, you can change the colors. Okay, so you can change them gradually. You can do something crazy and dramatic and put some weird color. So this is where your color theory comes in when we were working with the color palettes a couple weeks ago. Now you know, like, why would you put these colors together? What sense do they make? All right, so if I clicked and drag, there's my new gradient that I just created. If I want to save it, I'm going to go right here and I'm going to go to Define New. And this is going to save that gradient so I can go back and use it a different time if I wanted to. All right, and that is how to create your own gradients. If I wanted to delete these stops and just have one stop, or I'm sorry, two stops, I have two. Hit OK, and now I just have those two. Okay, so gradients are really great to use for backgrounds when you're creating things like your music posters, anything really. So it's just an alternative to having a solid color. All right.